BingX, a trusted global crypto exchange. Trade spot, futures, or copy top traders easily. Sign up via the link or referral code to get 30 USDT instantly, plus up to 1,500 USDT in bonuses for verification, deposit, and trading.
Peru has dramatically severed diplomatic ties with Mexico, a move stemming from Mexico's decision to grant asylum to former Peruvian Prime Minister Betssy Chávez, who is currently facing accusations of rebellion. The Peruvian Foreign Ministry, in a strongly worded statement delivered by Foreign Minister Hugo de Zella, declared that Mexico's granting of asylum at its embassy in the Peruvian capital, Lima, constitutes an unfriendly act. This action, de Zella elaborated to reporters, exacerbates the already strained relations between the two South American nations. The office of Peru's president, José Jerry, echoed this sentiment, issuing its own statement accusing the Mexican government of repeated interference in the internal affairs of Peru. The controversy centers on allegations that Chávez was complicit in the failed attempt by former President Pedro Castillo in December 2022 to dissolve Peru's parliament and declare a state of emergency. This audacious move by Castillo, made as legislators were poised to impeach him, was met with swift opposition. The military ultimately did not support Castillo's actions, leading to his deposition by Congress and subsequent arrest. Prosecutors have accused Castillo of attempting to orchestrate a coup. In light of these events, the Peruvian Attorney General's office has formally accused Chávez of being an accomplice in the crime of rebellion against the state's powers. The prosecution is seeking a substantial sentence, potentially up to 25 years in prison, for Chávez, who served as prime minister during Castillo's administration. Despite the gravity of the charges, Chávez has maintained her innocence, denying any prior knowledge of Castillo's plan to dissolve the legislature. Foreign Minister de Zella expressed profound surprise and regret upon learning that Chávez, described as the alleged co-author of the attempted coup, was being granted refuge within the Mexican embassy in Lima. This diplomatic rupture follows a period of heightened political instability in Peru, with youth protesters having previously defied a state of emergency. Adding another layer to this complex geopolitical situation, Pedro Castillo's wife and children are now residing in Mexico, where Mexican authorities have voiced sympathy for the former president. Castillo, who rose to power on a leftist platform, was removed from office by Parliament shortly after his controversial announcement to dissolve the legislative body. Mexico's government has yet to issue an official comment regarding Peru's decision to cut diplomatic ties. The fallout from this decision is expected to have significant implications for regional diplomacy and the ongoing political landscape in Peru. The accusation of interference and the subsequent severing of relations signal a deep chasm in trust and communication between Lima and Mexico City, leaving many to wonder about the future trajectory of their bilateral engagement. This development underscores the volatile nature of Peruvian politics and the international ramifications of its internal struggles. The granting of asylum, a protected right in many jurisdictions, has become the focal point of a major diplomatic dispute, highlighting the delicate balance between national sovereignty and international humanitarian considerations. The Peruvian government's firm stance suggests a determination to hold individuals accused of serious crimes accountable, even if it means sacrificing established diplomatic channels. The world watches as this unprecedented diplomatic rift unfolds, with potential consequences reaching far beyond the immediate political sphere. The case of Betssy Chávez and the resulting diplomatic rupture serve as a stark reminder of the intense political climate and the high stakes involved in leadership transitions within Peru. The legal proceedings against Chávez, coupled with the asylum granted by Mexico, have ignited a firestorm of diplomatic controversy, casting a shadow over the broader relationship between the two nations. The international community is closely monitoring these developments, anticipating further repercussions and seeking clarity on the path forward. The Peruvian government's decision to sever ties is a clear indication of its displeasure and its commitment to pursuing justice for what it perceives as a grave offense against its national sovereignty. The asylum granted to Chávez, therefore, has transcended a simple humanitarian act and has become a symbol of contested political narratives and perceived interference. The implications for regional stability and diplomatic cooperation are undeniable, making this a story with far-reaching consequences. The current geopolitical climate further amplifies the significance of this diplomatic severance. As countries navigate complex relationships and competing interests, Peru's bold move signifies a strong assertion of its sovereign rights and a clear message to Mexico and the international community regarding its stance on internal affairs and the perceived undermining of its judicial processes. The situation remains fluid, with the potential for further escalation or de-escalation depending on future actions and statements from both governments. The legal battles and diplomatic maneuvers surrounding this case are likely to continue for some time, shaping regional dynamics and international perceptions. The stark contrast in perspectives, Peru's accusation of interference versus Mexico's protective stance, paints a complex picture of a diplomatic crisis rooted in deeply held beliefs and differing interpretations of international norms. The decision to sever relations is a profound step, indicating that the perceived offense has reached a point where continued diplomatic engagement is deemed untenable by the Peruvian administration. This situation underscores the challenges of maintaining stable bilateral relationships in an era of heightened political polarization and differing approaches to governance and accountability. The implications for Peru's international standing and its ability to garner support in future diplomatic endeavors are also significant, as this incident could color perceptions of its commitment to established diplomatic protocols and its willingness to engage in constructive dialogue. The story of Peru severing ties with Mexico over asylum for a former prime minister facing rebellion charges is a dramatic illustration of the deep divisions and the high-stakes political maneuvering that characterize contemporary international relations.